So good. A little smear of cream cheese on this bagel. Them Jews have outdone themselves. This everything and more bagel. Yes, and more. Who knew? Who knew they could add something to the everything bagel? It had everything already. As soon as I'm done with this Jew snack here, I'm gonna fill you in on how we're gonna crush the national debt. I don't know what Jew magic they used, but I'll take it. Pull up our notes. Yo, underdogs, it's the Showgun, your battle axe against the lies, host of the Eagle's Edge. And for my audio-only listeners, picture me, a Viking warlord with a patriot's heart, rocking a bi-level mane like John Bon Jovi crossed with Stallone in '85. I'm here to rally the white founding stock, the heirs of 1776 who forged this nation. I got a quick one for you today. The $35.2 trillion national debt is a noose choking our heritage, a black hole dragging our ship of state. We torch that debt, gut the Fed, seize the banks, and rebuild America for our kin. Channeling Andrew Jackson's zero debt grit and Uncle A's economic steel. No weak fixes. It's just a hybrid hammer to crush the debt in 10 years and raise our banner high. Go ahead and grab your vapes or whatever. Crank the Zeppelin. And let's ride this lightning bolt from 1776 to 2035. Burning debt to ash and rising like a phoenix. Settle in. This one's a banger. The debt, a dagger to our roots. In 1776, our founders, white Christian warriors like Washington, Jefferson, and Adams, told the British Crown to shove it. The Natty Act of 1790 said it loud and clear. America is for free white persons. Jefferson wrote in Notes on Virginia, this land is for European stock, not foreign tides. But war cost blood and coin. The Revolutionary War racked up $400 million in 1780s dollars, $15 billion today. The Continental Congress printed Continentals, crashing so hard we got the old expression not worth a continental. By 1783, debt was $43 million, $1.5 billion in 2025 bucks. Alexander Hamilton, finance OG, consolidated our debts in 1790, issuing bonds and using tariffs. By 1804, debt was $82 million, 10% of our GDP. That's something we can work with. That's manageable. But European bankers circled like wolves. The founding stock, yeoman farmers, craftsmen, they craved liberty, not ledgers. The War of 1812 spiked debt to $127 million by 1816. Then Andrew Jackson, our Scots-Irish lion, zeroed it out by 1835. History's only time. Tariffs, land sales, no bloat. Done. Fucking done. Picture him chugging whiskey, telling bankers to kiss his coonskin cap. Paradise didn't last though. The Civil War blew it up. $2.7 billion spent, $85 billion today. Debt hitting $2.8 billion by 1866, 30% of the GDP. It actually split our stock, North versus South, brother versus brother. While New York and London financiers profited, by 1890, debt was $2.1 billion. But the panic of 1893 saw JP Morgan bail out the treasury with $60 million in gold. Gold! Control stank in the air. In 1913, The debt machine roared to life with the Federal Reserve Act. Woodrow Wilson signed it, birthing a private banker cartel. Paul Warburg and J.P. Morgan's pals, printing our dollars and charging us interest. Can anyone tell me how that makes sense? You can't. The founding stock did not deserve this betrayal. Wasn't even put up for a vote. Debt was $2.9 billion by 1914. Then World War I's $32 billion cost, $700 billion today, pushed it to $25.5 billion by 1919. 35% of the GDP. Fed printing spiked inflation, punching our middle class right in their gut. The Roaring 20s hid the rot. Debt fell to $16 billion by 1929, but Fed-fueled speculation crashed it. The Great Depression left our stock eating dust. FDR's New Deal piled $40 billion by 1940. Real good deal, buddy. Social Security, WPA, borrowed bloat. World War II was the knockout. $321 billion spent, 5.8 trillion today. The result of that was millions of our white brothers dead. That's practically $6 trillion that we spent to slaughter our own family. Debt at $258 billion by 1945, 112% of our GDP. Our stock bled on Normandy beaches while banks raked in interest. Post-war, we built 50 suburbs, golden days. But for some reason, debt lingered at $252 billion in 1950, 89% of our GDP. The 60s, say it, don't spray it. The 60s unraveled it. LBJ's Great Society and Vietnam cost us $240 billion. $2 trillion today. Debt hitting $458 billion by 1975. Nixon axed the gold standard in 1971, letting the Fed print monopoly money. Yeah. Nixon's not as based as you thought he was, is he? We've all heard the recording of him talking shit about Jews. He was exposed. We thought he was based. Goes to show that you can be in their pocket 99% of the time, 99% of the way. That one misstep, that one unloyalty, boom. Watergate. Inflation hit 11% by 1974, crushing our workers. Reagan's $1.9 trillion defense spending tripled debt to $2.7 trillion by 1989. Clinton's balanced budget was fake. Debt was at $5.6 trillion in 2000. NAFTA gutted our factory towns. Real wages stagnated from $60,000 to $63,000. That's $25. Now the end game, $35.2 trillion. 120% of GDP. September 2024, per the Treasury. How? 9/11 wars cost $8 trillion. The 2008 crash, Fed's low rates, jumped debt from $9.2 to $13.5 trillion by 2010. TARP's $700 billion bailed out Goldman Sachs, while our homeowners lost 30% of their wealth. Obama doubled the debt to $20 trillion by 2017 via Obamacare and stimulus. Trump's tax cuts and COVID spending hit $27.7 trillion by 2020. Biden's $3.1 trillion in relief and infrastructure pushed it to $35.2 trillion. And that's not including the interest. $892 billion in 2024. $1.2 trillion by 2028. Our legacy, rugged, Christian, white, and free, is sinking. The rural population is down 5% since 2000. Our birth rates hit 1.6%. That's below replacement. Census says we're 73%, but that is a load of dog shit. We're every bit of 53% of this country, and that's on the bright side. And there's nobody that can convince me otherwise. That's down from 88% in 1960, 12% less than I'm comfortable with. The Fed and banks print money like watered down soup, diluting our blood. This ain't just numbers, it's a war on our soul. It's time to fight. Alright, here's the plan, underdogs. How's this for a title for you? Jackson's Blade, Hitler's Engine. Yeah? No. Okay. We're forging a hybrid nuke, if you will. Here we go. Jackson's zero dead spine, the founding fathers' steel, and Nazi Germany's economic fire. Uncle A slashed unemployment from 30% to 2% by 1936 with jobs and state power. We Americanize it. No dictatoring necessary, just results for the founding stock. Here's how we wipe $35.2 trillion in debt by 2035. That's only if we start like yesterday. Step 1. Eradicate the Fed. The Fed's been a private cartel since 1913. A loan shark printing our cash and charging us for it. We passed the Patriot Money Act. It's best to focus on the money aspect of that title. We repeal the 1913 Act and let Treasury issue a heritage dollar. Yes, heritage dollar. It's a working title. Backed by gold, silver, and oil. There will be no more interest to bankers. That alone saves $100 billion per year by 2030. It's like taking the blackmail someone has against you, shredding it, and walking free. Step 2. Nationalize the banks. I'm getting happier and happier just the more we're talking about this. Oh, sick, my package is out for delivery. Fuck Amazon. I don't even remember what I ordered. Oh, I ordered cologne. We're the best, okay? The best money can buy on Amazon Prime. Paco Rabanne. I'm not gonna tell you what one, but it's by Paco Rabanne, alright? Big banks like Chase, Citi, Goldman, they are enforcers, hoarding wealth. If any of these names are to stick around, they're going to be nationalized like Germany's state banks, okay? Turning them into utilities for our stock. Heritage banks will offer 1% loans to farmers, workers, and shop owners. We cap private bank bond interest at 1%, saving $200 billion per year. Our wealth, yes, our wealth will fund factories, not their yachts. Step 3. Slash spending to the bone. Federal spending is $6.9 trillion in 2024. That is obscene. We cut to 4.1 trillion. We start with entitlements. Means test Social Security. A means test is it's a method to determine eligibility for government benefits. Okay? We need to get rid of the riffraff. You know, all the people. No, not all the people. All the losers. Not the losers. All the useless people. The useless people that are just leeching off of us. Alright, so entitlements. This is the most important one. We're gonna means test the fuck out of everything. Okay? Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, retirement at 70. People live longer now. We're gonna be like me. I'm gonna live till like I'm 120, 126, okay? And I don't ever plan on retiring. Retirement is fucking gay, honestly. Just kidding. No handouts for non-citizens. Any non-citizen should, first of all, not even be here. If they are on this land, I'm down for reservations. We've done reservations before and they work, you know. 100-foot concrete walls. I'd actually go visit these places. I'd go visit these reservations. I've been doing about 6 months of maths and we can save about $1.5 trillion per year. Just meansing everything out, finding the mean of everybody's entitlement. Because if you are white, you are entitled to something. You are entitled to your fair share. Bottom line, we prioritize our people. Prioritize the American. Next up is defense. What? Why did I say it like that? I don't word, apparently. Next up, defense. Alright, that's better. Defense, defense, whatever. Defense. We shut 700 overseas bases down. Shut them down. Imagine 700 bases of resources and infantry that could be here guarding our soil while we figure all this shit out. I know we'd be foregoing major, like, other word for bases, like our, the same reason we have embassies and everything else. Anyway, you're probably smarter than me. You figure it out. I'm over here trying to tell you how to crush the debt. And if you just listen to me, because I'm literally always right, okay? I've never been wrong about one thing. Not once. Not once. I know it's not optimal, but if we were to pull out of all these other countries, shy a few, right? We'd be saving $150 billion a year. So chew on that for a little bit. That's a lot of money. No, it's not that much when we're talking trillions, but 150 billion guaranteed every year. Come on. Next up, the entire fucking bureaucracy. Fire 30% of 2.2 million feds. Axe DEI and the Department of Education. Because nothing Trump is doing right now is gonna stick. So when we take power, that shit's forever. Get rid of DEI and the Department of Education, you'll save easily $200 billion, at least, every single year. Xnay the per year, sorry guys, checked my notes, it's 200 billion over the course of the 10-year plan. Moving on. Foreign aid, that's 60 billion, even though we know it's millions more than that, billions more than that, trillions more than that, probably, who knows, it's astronomically more than this, but $60 billion gone. No more foreign aid, guys. I don't want not an ounce of our gold, of any of our wealth leaving these shores, okay? So however that much ends up being, let's call it 100 billion a year. Okay, we'll call it 100 billion a year. So over the course of over the course of this 10 years after we take power, that's $1 trillion right there. No more foreign aid, we save $1 trillion over the next 10 years. Easy. It'd just be so easy. All of this would be so easy. Step 4, tax smart and protect our jobs. Let's talk about the revenue for our future. Flat tax, 25% on all income. No loopholes. $18 trillion taxable equals 4.5 trillion. Plus 2.1 trillion for payroll and excise. Total so far, 6.6. You're looking at almost 7 trillion in income. Next up is the wealth tax. 2% on billionaires' hoards over $1 billion. 5.8 trillion equals 116 billion per year. Again, we're looking at another almost $1 trillion at the end of this 10 years. Next up, we got tariffs. 20% on $3.2 trillion imports equals $640 billion. That'll shield our workers like Germany's trade walls. Next up, oil tax. The Earls, 5% on new drilling exports. How about dem apples? ANWR, shale, 300 billion barrel, EIA. That'll yield $50 billion. You guys writing this shit down? Go ahead, challenge me. Prove me wrong on all this. Next up for taxes. I know this is a lot of tax talk coming from an American, but you gotta hear me out. So with that said, the next tax is a tech tax. 2% tax on revenue from companies like Google, Apple, or Meta. Going off of today's economic climate, that would net us, or gross us, approximately $100 billion. Step 5. Cash in. Build big. Sell 10% of 640 million federal acres to our stock at $5,000 an acre. That equals $320 billion. Privatize Amtrak and the Postal Service for $100 billion. Fund $1 trillion to roads, factories, dams. Things like this. Things like this. Things like this. Things like these. Things like these. I'm turning into a Jamaican vampire. Like this. Think like this. Make it half private. For instance, like Germany's Autobahn. Ooh, boy, I want to drive on that thing. Oh man, I want to do that. Golly, that looks fun. That looked fun. That would create 5 million jobs for our people. Drill, ANWR, and shale for $24 trillion in oil wealth, taxed and leased. Step 6. Nationalism unleashed. Lock down the borders with a 5-year immigration freeze. That would save $300 billion on welfare. Rewrite trade deals for our steel and sweat. It's a tariff storm. Our workers win. Globalists lose. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for all this math. All these maths. Damn, my skin looks like shit, yo. We're almost done. Alright, we're about to rip the fuck through this, so get your pens ready. Debt start. $35.2 trillion. Write it down. Now minus $2.5 trillion after canceling Fed bonds. That should leave you with $32.7 trillion. Revenue, $6.6 trillion in taxes. And I rounded down on that one. Now add $640 billion in tariffs. Add $116 billion in wealth, $100 billion from tech, $50 billion from oil, $420 billion from assets in year 1. Add all that together, it should equal $7.926 trillion. Alright, spending, $4.1 trillion. Surplus, $3.826 trillion year 1. $3.406 trillion per year after. In the first year alone, we're going to pay off $3.826 trillion. By year 10, we will have zero debt and interest will drop to $500 billion by 2030. I started my numbers off with 80% taxes for everyone. It would clear the debt much faster, but our GDP would be like 20%. This plan's 10 years and keeps us roaring. Purges the leeches. Founding stock reborn. That's our destiny. This ain't dollars. It's our soul. The founding stock built this with blood, sweat, and faith. By 2035, the debt's ash. The Fed is a ghost, and banks serve us. Our towns will thrive. Imagine factories pumping, churches packed, families boom with 4 or 5 kids. Our birth rate will hit at least 2.5. The heritage dollar is backed by gold. The government's lean for us. No foreign chains, no elites bleeding us dry. We're less than half the population by 2040. We say 90+% by 2060 through faith and fire. How? Vote firebrands. Vote for white male revolutionaries. Take school boards, town halls. Just take them. Build heritage clubs. You can barter, you can crypto, you can local. First and foremost, you need to breed. I know it's easier said than done, but numbers are our strength. We're paying a promise to ancestors, kids, and the Almighty God. It's gonna be the toughest fight of our lives, but the founding stock will rise. The traitors will fall, and America will shine. This has been another episode of the Eagle's Edge, brought to you by Founding America. returning America to its once former glory. And for now, fine farewell to all my folk with all my love. This is the Showgun signing off. Good night.